with the little white corners that everybody likes, and a barn and some farm machinery and a few animals. And he looked the place over and he said, "Gee whiz, this is a really beautiful farm." He said, "Are you really selling it for this price?" And the guy said, "Yep." He said, "My daughter's moved to the city," and he said, "I'm going to join her and I can't use the farm any longer." So the fellow decided on the price, and he said, "Let me have a little tour of the place." So he took him out, and there was the chickens, a couple of hogs in the pen, and a cow or two. And he went in behind the barn, and there was a row upon row of apple trees. And he said, "My goodness," he said, "what a wonderful orchard." And he turned, he said, I really think this is a bargain." And he turned to go back to the farmhouse, and he saw this row of beehives. "Oh my goodness," he said, "this is a nice farm, but," he said, "bees and me, I can't get along with bees." He said, "I got stung," and he said, "I had one terrible time." So the farmer said, "Look," he said, "I've got to join my daughter in the city." He said, "I'm selling you this farm at a good price." And he said, "I'll tell you what, I'll tie you to that post over there, bare naked." And he said, "If one of them bees sting you, I'll give you the farm for nothing." So the fellow said, "Well, that's a good deal." He said, "Okay." So he took his clothes off. Farmer tied him to the stake. Away he went to go to sleep, and in the morning came the farmer, and the fellow was hanging there with his chin on his chest, and he picked him up and picked up his chin, and he looked him in the eye, and he said, "What happened? The bee sting you?" He said, "No, but hasn't that calf over there got a mother?"
What do cows drink?
I always laugh at that stupid joke myself.
Wow. Jeez.
You gotta get into the stupidity of it all.
Yeah.
And then there was the one about the girl that came from Russia. And she was setting up housekeeping in Nova Scotia. So she went to one of the big department stores and she bought a bunch of stuff for her new house. And she got all this different stuff, and finally she said to the clerk, she said, "I've got everything in my house now, but I need a toilet paper." She said, "You got any toilet paper?" She said, "Yeah, I got toilet paper." He said, "What kind will you like?" She said, "Show me the toilet paper." So he took her over and he showed her the Swan and the Charmin and all of the different ones. And then he said, "You're not happy with the prices? There's a no name here." "Oh," she said, "that's good enough for me, no name." So she went home with her roll of toilet paper, and she came back the next day. And she searched out for the clerk, and she said to him, "You know that toilet paper, you sold it to me tomorrow, yesterday?" He says, "No good for nothing." He said, "Now I give you a name for that." He said, What name would that be?" She said, "You call it, that toilet paper, John Wayne." "John Wayne?" He said, "Why would we call it John Wayne?" "Because he's rough and tough and he take no shit off nobody." That's a John Wayne story. Yeah. So
Kids
now you
know
got
who
me
John
on
Wayne
tape.
is? Okay, excellent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody heard that story. It's 100 years old.